Good morning, guys. Welcome to TMXing Adventures. Lisa here. Today we are making a sticky sauce in our Thermomix. Now this series over the next few weeks is all about what we can use our Thermomix for that then you can use in a barbecue or a smoker. Okay, so those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Lisa Keegan. I have been a Thermomix consultant for 10 and a bit years now, and you'll find me most days doing videos on here. This is Facebook, doing it live, but then I replay it on YouTube in the evenings. And my goal is that if you've got a Thermomix, you're going to get more out of your Thermomix. Okay, there are so many ways it can serve you in the kitchen and make your life easier, less complicated, more organized, stress-free. And whether you just eat, normal food or whether you've got dietary requirements. So that's just a little bit about me. If you stay around and watch a few more videos over time, you'll learn even more about me. But what we're doing at this moment, and every kind of 4 to 6 weeks, I put out a series on a theme. Now, we got a smoker for Christmas, so I'm putting it together with the Thermomix. How can I use my Thermomix to complement it? So you saw the other day, I did a beautiful spice rub. I think it's on the shelf. Yes, it is. And it went on our lamb at night time. Absolutely beautiful, okay? Leftovers. Leftovers are fantastic. So keeping them airtight is a key to making them last. We've got an awesome offer on if you live in Australia and you want to get a TM6. We actually got vacuum seal glass containers at the moment. Mine's in a jar. Mine will not need to last very long. Hello, Linda. Lovely to have you on. At my house, this will be used probably within a week or so, because I've got the 6 of us, okay? So this will go on roast veggies, this will go on, I just saw a second ago in the fridge, I've got cauliflower that needs using, my kids love cauliflower steak. This is the brown sugar spice rub. So not just meat, veggies, everything, right? So this is the leftovers. Also, when I look at something like this, I go, man, this would be an awesome gift for someone. They probably don't need a jar of, this is 300 mils, but portion it down. There's a birthday present with, put a nice little spoon with it, a measuring spoon or something, and a ribbon around it, and you've got yourself a gift for that person that you're not quite sure what to get them. Yeah, how cool is that? Anyway, today we're moving on, and we're kind of doing the basics to start off with. So you'll see these first few videos are primarily around the spice mixes, the marinades, the glazes, those sorts of things. And if you don't have a smoker, don't turn away, because these recipes on the TM6 through Cookie are actually designed to be done in an oven, primarily. There's the odd one that's a barbecue one out of the barbecue cookbook, but it's actually done in an oven, right? It's just that I'm showing you or explaining to you how we can then take it further and combine it with the barbecue smoker, okay? So today we're doing this beautiful sticky marinade. It is a Korean marinade. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that word in between. You guys who've watched for a long time know pronunciation, not my strength, okay? So I'm not even going to try, but it is a Korean sauce that you will get at the supermarket, okay? It comes in a little tub with a gold lid. That's actually what it is. Just something to be mindful of. I know lots of you watching on are gluten-free. Not gluten-free, okay? If you're a celiac, definitely don't do it, okay? Instead, I would actually say to you, use a chili paste of some sort, okay? So whether you make your own or a chili jam or a chili sauce, those sorts of things, that would be your swap, because those, if you've made them yourself in your Thermomix, they are gluten-free, okay? We are predominantly gluten-free, but things like this that have, traces of, not so worried, okay? So this recipe, I am really looking forward to. It is one that won't keep long unless you've got a vacuum seal container or unless you're going to use it within kind of a couple of days, because it has fresh pears in it. You might see that in front. I love making sure our food is packed with nutrient-dense stuff. So I actually picked this sauce out because it had fruit in it, okay? So you'll often see me trying to sneak into our food, vegetables, fruit, that sort of stuff. The more nutrients, the better, yeah? So that's just a little bit about us, I guess, and how we do things. So let's get started on this recipe. The first ingredient is garlic. At the moment, we do try and grow our own food. Hello, Thermomix, wakey time. We're ready to go. All right. So we try and grow a lot of our own food. We do have garlic in the ground at the moment. It's not ready, so cheap. Okay, so You know, I do like buying the cloves. I don't love playing with the cloves. However, there are ways you can peel them in your Thermomix. I'm just guessing 3 cloves. I reckon it must be about that much. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit more in. We do like garlic around here. You know, it's not ideal to buy this stuff. You know, it's not pure garlic. It's usually got other things in it, and that's not my preference. But sometimes life makes you take shortcuts. And at the moment, that's where it's going to be. So, garlic. Okay, so I didn't have garlic cloves. If you don't have cloves, you don't have paste, garlic powder. And I would put in this case, 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, now garlic powder at this time of year, especially for those of you who live like I do in this humid environment, might go hard. Okay, do scrape it with a fork to loosen it up. Make sure your lid goes on tight afterwards. Same with onion powder. They go terribly hard. So just a little FYI on that. Now I do have fresh from the garden though, talking about growing things. One of the boys just went down and got me some, anyone know? Ginger. How cool is that? We grow our own ginger. Ginger's super easy to grow. I say that coming as somebody who couldn't grow food 5 years ago. So it's one of those things you can plant and forget. Okay, we don't particularly water it, and it just comes up. So if it stays wet too long and it's in its early stage, it will rot out. But generally it can kind of get neglected, and it looks quite pretty. I know you've only got one green stalk here, but when it actually all grows as a bunch, it looks really quite pretty. And you just dig it up, wash it off, and obviously I'm not using the greens, okay? I'm not going to use those. When you've got fresh and baby ginger, you do not need to peel it. The only thing sometimes, and especially old ginger, the trick to it is to cut it in circles, okay? Now the reason you cut it in little discs is it breaks up the fibrous strings that run through it. Being this fresh, literally out of the garden now, I don't need to do that. I'll do it for you anyway. But if you've got old ginger, sorry if I've been saying the wrong thing. If I've got old ginger, definitely cut it into kind of 1 to 2 mil rings, like you would carrot, okay? Just cuts that up. Hello, Sue. Lovely to see you on today. I love that it doesn't go hard in your fridge. There we go. Perfect. So that's a great tip. Somebody give it a go. So 15 grams of fresh root ginger peeled and cut into rounds. So as I said, I don't peel it. All right, so 15 grams. Oh, I should take the green off the top. We're not going to eat the green. Okay, this will just get composted. The sky has just opened up at my house. It was blue sky before, woke up to rain this morning, and now it's raining again. Luckily, I got the washing in this morning before the first shower. But it's just crazy weather here at the moment. A lot cooler. I was going to say a lot cooler. It's actually not that cooler. It's very humid still, but it's not as hot as it has been. Okay, 12. I'm gonna put extra in. I'm just gonna actually dump all this in, okay? You can see I've done little discs. So there we go. How much is that? 17. That'll do. All right, on with the lid and the measuring cup. Let's blitz this down. Okay, so you can make this in a TM31, TM5, other thermo cooker, okay? Actually, you can even make this in a blender. This has no cooking in it because this is the glazy marinade. So this does not cook down itself. There is a barbecue sauce I'm going to make in the coming days. It has a cook step. Obviously, that would be a lot more complex without a Thermomix. But this is just a blend recipe, which is pretty cool. Okay, on with the lid. 5 seconds, speed 5. Let's split that up. You can hear when it's done. It's done with a couple of seconds to spare. I could have stopped it, but it doesn't matter. Scrape down the sides with a spatula. All right. Hello, Diane. Lovely to have you on. You can see there's a couple of large chunks in there still. That's okay. Scrape it down. We are going to put pear into it soon, so that will blitz it down. Okay, next. Okay, here's my pear. 150 grams. I don't know what conference pears is. I just had pears in the fridge that needed using. So that's what I'm going to use. My kids eat a lot of fruit, and then sometimes they go through stages where they stop eating things, and the pear seems to be what got stopped because stone fruit season arrived. So I'm just picking the greener ones out because I'll eat the yellow stuff later. How are we going? There we go, 159. Okay, cut into chunks, pieces, insert the measuring cup, and this is why I wasn't too worried about those leftover chunks. By the way, if you're using fresh garlic and fresh ginger, you will have less stickage to the side. Okay, mine stuck to the side because I put in garlic paste. So all of a sudden added a liquid with a semi-dry. All right, so it gave it something to stick to. When you use garlic clove and ginger fresh, you'll find you'll get a far better chop. Hello, Amy. Lovely to have you on. All right, in with the measuring cup, and now 3 seconds, speed 5. Up we go. So what is everybody making in their Thermomix? For those of you watching on, I'd love to know what's the most recent thing you made. Put it in the chat. Let's inspire each other, because that's what it's about. All right, next thing we got is some cider vinegar. So I'm going to take that as apple cider vinegar. If you don't have apple cider vinegar, you know, I really intentionally try to share with you how we do cooking and the thoughts behind things. If you don't have apple cider vinegar or cider vinegar, just use vinegar, okay? So don't be scared to do those swaps. No one at the end will notice, because really it's doing that whole, is it umami, that sweet, sour kind of balance. So don't, you know, go with what you've got. Okay, sour cream, yum, mini kebab, no, not kebabs, Kiev's, satay chicken, yum, Thai satay chicken, rice, wonderful, look at all these things that are being made in Thermomixes, I love it. Okay, 130 grams, I'm not sure how much I've got left in here. We buy this is the second time we've made this recipe. We primarily use this paste for a recipe called Korean barbecue chicken, I think it's called, or fried. It's got fried in the title. Fried barbecue Korean chicken, I think it's called, and it's a sticky sauce you make, and you're supposed to fry off your chicken. We never do. If you watch I'll try and put at the end of this or in the comments, I'll try and put the link to me making that recipe, because I never fry it. It calls for like a shallow or a deep fry. I can't remember which one. We put ours in the oven. I don't make the flour and egg mix. I just literally cook off my bits of chicken, and then I put the sticky sauce over at the end. Okay, so that's why I've actually always got this in the fridge, because it's the sticky sauce, and it does have a bit of a bite, but my family don't do chili. They don't do bite, but they're okay with this one. It's enough. It's a good balance of that sweet to bite that it's that irresistible. Okay, so that's why we've got this in the house. All right, so 130 grams. Let's grab the spatula for that. I think it'll be most of this. I think the packet's 170. You will have to go searching for it. It is in the Asian section with coconut cream and those sorts of things. Okay, I'm going to be a little sort of short. That's okay. That's fine. So I've got what I'm making this for today is actually a chook that we put in the smoker the other day, and cooked that because it was due to expire. So I picked it up super cheap because the expiry was coming on it that next day, and I picked it up in the evening. So straight away put it in the smoker, got it cooked, and then it's got, you know, another couple of days on it once it's actually cooked. So that's what I'm going to be reheating later, and in that reheat process, which we will demolish the whole lot. If you ever do a reheat, you got to finish, you know, got to eat it all in one go. But we will then stick this over the top. Okay, that's what this is going to be for in that reheat process, which will make it go really sticky and tacky, and it's got that sweetness, and it's got that nice chili, which will, it's just beautiful. Okay, and I'm a bit short on that. That's okay. Okay, soy sauce. Let's put in 30 grams, is that 30? 20 grams. 20 grams of soy sauce. This will do that saltiness, although it does have salt in it as well. So there's a little pinch coming up in a second. Honey, here's that sweetness. If you don't want to do honey, do another liquid. Actually, you probably don't even need to do a liquid sweetener in this one, because you're going to put it onto something hot. You could get away with sugar if you wanted to, or whatever your preference is. Golden syrup, maple syrup, those sorts of things. Okay, try and source your honey locally. Okay, far better for you that way. All right, can help with all sorts of things. Okay, some salt. Okay, 2 pinches. I'm using the opposite hand to what I just licked the honey off. It's okay. And then I think we're finishing. So we're just going to blend this. So on with the lid, and then we're going to put it in a jar. Okay, 5 seconds. It's just bringing it all together. And then transfer the marinade to a bowl and use as desired. Refrigerate for up to 2 days. Now the 2 days is due to the fact that we've got the pear in there, which is a fresh product. It's going to start fermenting over time, okay? So that's actually why there is a definite, when I say definite, we'd use it in a week still, okay? But that's why it says on there, use it within a couple of days, because those pears will be what lets it go, okay? So in saying that, I don't think we'll have any trouble putting this to use. What I am looking at though is there's a few hunks and chunks in there. So what am I going to do? Let me show you, okay? I'm just going to put the lid back on because I don't mind a few hunks and chunks, but I know that the kids, if they get a chunk of ginger, okay, which it's probably not, it's actually probably pear skin because I didn't peel the pears, but they will not be happy. So what I'll do is I'll come out here and I'm going to manually drive the Thermomix now. So I'm going to put my finger on the speed screen, okay? I'm going to spin it around to about speed 7. If you're ever trying to puree it to a smooth, 30 seconds. Okay, so whether that's a soup, you know, that you've just made a pumpkin soup and it's hot, there's no transferring out or anything like that when you don't have a Thermomix. You know, you've got a stovetop, blender, all that jazz. Not with a Thermomix, it cooks in there. And you might have seen I increased the speed gradually to get rid of chunks on the way. Hugely important, especially if it's hot. Mine's not hot, but I wanted to also make sure it didn't stick to the sides in that process. Sometimes you free spin it where it sticks to the side. Now free spinning doesn't damage your Thermomix because there's no heat created, it's electromagnetic. So it's not like a blender that's going to go pop because it's free spinning. But I wanted to just make sure I got rid of the lumps on the way up. So you saw I went 7, 8, 9 and all the halves in between, yeah? Just a little tip to getting that smooth. Let's have a look. But yeah, look at the difference. Check that out. Okay, so that is the difference of doing a good blend. Okay, so don't be scared in your guided recipes to take control of them. Okay, they are a guided recipe, but you ultimately have the final say. So then, like yesterday, on with the lid. I'm really paranoid about getting this on my shirt. Does anyone notice I usually wear dark shirts? There's a very good reason. Okay, I'm a mess in the kitchen. And I have 4 boys. So if it's not mess from the kitchen, it's mess from being thrown at a dirty tennis ball or something. So you can see how smooth that is. It literally looks like tomato sauce. So as I made mention, onto veggies, onto whatever you feel like serving it with. It could be cheese. It could be something like halloumi. Coat your halloumi in it and then put it in the oven to cook. It could be, as I said, in our case, we're going to be doing not leftovers, it's not yet eaten at all, but the whole chook, okay, so reheating that, but having this on it so it sticks to it and goes really glaze-like shiny, all right, so there's lots of different things you can do with it. If you're not going to use it in 2 days, just freeze it, okay, put it in your freezer, label it, put it in a Glad bag so that it's nice and thin, it's not taking up much space, and it also defrosts super fast then. But just put in the freezer and put on it that it's, I'd call it the Korean pear marinade, okay, that's what I'd call it because I can't pronounce it, but call it whatever makes sense to you so that you can use it. If you like dating things when you put them in the freezer, put a date on it. I don't. It just loses quality over time. It really doesn't. It's not going to go off because it's frozen, but it does lose its quality. You'll notice, it gets freezer burn and those sorts of things on it. Usually, I still use it. So that is how we make a beautiful marinade or glaze or both. If you've got the time to marinate first in the Thermomix, okay? So mine's going on a straight. It was a smoker, so it has a bit of a smoky flavour to it. Cooked chook that then is going to be reheated, and the glaze is going to be basted on so that it gets nice and sticky and yummy. Now, by the way as well, the beautiful vacuum seals that are available with purchase of a TM6 this month, they would keep this longer than 2 days because you vacuum out the air. And so that air, then without it in there, the pear's not going to be able to expire. Okay, it's not going to be able to go off. So that is how you make marinade in your Thermomix. If you are still buying marinades at the supermarket, time to stop. 2024, the year of making it yourself, so you know exactly what's in your food. We don't know exactly what's in the Korean stuff. So if you make your own chili jam to put in it, then obviously you completely control what's in it. But you know, knowing what's in our food, it's awesome. So that's it from me today, guys. If I can help you with your Thermomix, you have questions, send me a message. I love to help. I love to hear from you. Remember, if you've got a friend or family member thinking about a Thermomix as well, grab your referral code from me. And what that means is when they purchase, you get a $50 Mix Shop voucher to spend. Okay, so do remember that that's up for you guys as well. But otherwise, have a fantastic day. I hope you're enjoying your Thermomix. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Remember to share them with those of you who have friends and family who have a barbecue or a smoker. Okay, they need to know that their Thermomix can actually be partnered with it to help them get more out of it. Okay, who else is on? Oh, thank you, Marilyn. Lovely to see you as well. But have a lovely day, guys. Take care, and I will see you for another video tomorrow. Bye for now.